Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Porcelain Piggy and today we're going to be unboxing Blossom Beauty Teresa. I actually picked her up last year during INS's Black Friday sale, but I've waited all this time until spring rolled around to open her up. According to Barbiepedia, Blossom Beauty Barbie was released in 1996, although the commercial does say 1997. She does have a little gimmick of her dress opening up like a beautiful flower. In addition to that gimmick, she also has a little shaker that comes in the shape of a beautiful fairy, and she sprinkles glitter all over her dress. So that'll give her this beautiful glimmer and shine. These dolls were released in 3 different skin colors, and 2 of them were named Barbie, while Teresa stood on her own. Each one of the boxes differs in printing, and Barbie's is a little bit different because hers, she has a picture of Ken, while our other Barbie, she doesn't have Ken's picture. Story behind her gorgeous dress is that one day Barbie went to the garden and asked her fairy friend to make her a dress. Her fairy friend went ahead and sprinkled some glitter on her dress and then it blossomed. One of the things that is mainly in Barbie's box is where it says that Ken thinks that Barbie is the most beautiful flower. And we see the description in both Barbie boxes, both in white Barbie and also in black Barbie. Teresa does have a different description in her box, and we'll go ahead and look at that soon. And now let's go ahead and look at our box. She's originally sold at Fedco. I've never heard of this store, but I got her for just $5 at INS. And in the section in her box where it would say that Ken thinks she's the most beautiful flower, it just says that she is now the most prettiest flower. And honestly, she doesn't need no Ken to tell her that. She knows that already. So this box has now been open for a while and our fairy has fallen. She is inside the box. I know for a fact she's there because when I first grabbed her, it was there. But I think like in the trajectory of me bringing her home, the little rubber band kind of just cracked and she fell. Unlike the vintage Barbies I've opened in the past, her box was still like fully sealed. It was like so hard to even try to rip it open. I tried from the bottom and the bottom was a lot easier than the top. I really didn't want to butcher the poor box because there's something so special about this box that I wanted to keep it for that reason. And I'll show you that in a second. One of the things about me is that whenever I see the address and the name of El Segundo, California in a box, I really can't not hold on to it. It's difficult, okay? Mostly right now that I know like Mattel is trying to move away from producing their own Barbies, which is crazy. Well, we'll see. I really hope that they don't do that and that the Mattel store remains open, or at least that they continue to produce some type of Barbies, because it would be such a shame. And with that, let's pull up this beautiful little garden fairy. She does have a little cork in the bottom where she holds onto all her glitter. And unlike in the commercial that shows that her glitter comes from the bottom of the base, from here actually it doesn't come from there. It actually comes from this little shaker like holes under one of her petals. One of the things that this doll brings that I did not expect was that she brings instructions. And I'm glad she does, because I tried to figure out the blossoming on my own just by looking at the instructions prior to watching the little video. And I'm kind of glad that I watched the video because you'll see the way I tried to do it. I didn't quite look the way it should because I didn't quite understand the images. It was both like super filled with flowers, and without the colors it's hard to tell. But it pretty much just tells you that like you little pull some little ropes and she'll open up. You can refill the glitter if necessary for your doll, and that you should use your glitter to make her dress sparkle. The doll does come with a 2-year warranty, and if you have any issues, to call Mattel. Now let's look at the doll. She does come with a brush and some beautiful pairs of shoes, but there was another surprise in the back of the box. I was not expecting this. So what she brought in her box was this little mailing like catalog from Barbies that were released in 1997, and it has like beautiful sets of photographs of the little displays of the dolls. They are so cute. I really wish that Barbies brought that now, but I get it. They don't put that much work into even designing a Barbie, and the market moves so quickly that they don't even have the time to make such beautiful product photos. And when they do, there's really no sense for them, I guess, now in such a digital age that we live in, to even print a catalog like this. because you pretty much have access to their Instagram. They will go ahead and make a more elaborated series of product photos and post them on Mattel Creations websites or in the Barbie signature side of it. So I understand the reason why there's like no more paper goods, but wouldn't it be nice for them to do an homage to it? I would definitely love it. You think? Would you like to get all this little paper goody stuff? And I do have that fashion CD-ROM and printing thing. I have to try it out. I have it mint in box. I found it at the thrift, and I would love to try it out. I'll bring out my old laptop that can still read like CD-ROMs, and we'll test it out together. Oh my goodness, Fashion Avenue is so cute. I love those Barbie books. Now and then I find them at the thrift store. And right here is my very own first Barbie Dream House. And that was like a hand-me-down. And I also have the version that is like an ornament from Hallmark. All right, now let's go back to the unboxing. Our girlie does come with minimal amount of strapping. There's one in her arms, one in her waist, and one again in the little bumpet section of her hair. I guess that's what they would do instead of putting that little plastic peg that would attach them to the box, which I honestly like because they would always be sharp after you cut them, mostly like in new ones. So I always use a nail clipper to clip mine, but I'm really happy that this one doesn't bring one. Unfortunately, her little rubber band did melt like really badly into her hair. I had to go in there and kind of brush it out with her cute little Barbie brush that she brought, and I was able to remove most of it. Kind of sad that that's what happened to her hair, but other than that, it was really cute. They did put some paper in the bottom to give some volume to the skirt. It really doesn't need it. It stays up pretty well. And of course, we do get a beautiful pair of this like teal or bluish or aqua, I don't know how you would call it, pumps and brush. This brush saved my life as I was able to get all that gunk off her hair because of it. Now it's time to try out the doll, just like they say in the instructions. In the instructions, it says the fairy does have a little handle in the back of her dress, so you can easily hook her into Teresa's hand and she can hold her. Yep, and it does work out pretty well. The only thing is that little handle is like a tiny little pedal and it slowly begins to unfold the longer she holds it there. It doesn't fully come down, as least from my experience, but she does begin to slant further and further down. When it comes to using the glitter shaker, I will not be using it. That's just going to be such a mess. The dress does have a beautiful pattern in the back and a beautiful white blossom in the front. There are 2 strings attached to 2 flowers to make the dress blossom. And please pardon me, I was doing this before I watched the commercial just by following the instructions. And it didn't really make sense to me. So I was trying to pull the strings back to make it seem like it was blossoming, but I was like, oh, it pushes it down. And then when you let go, it does look like it blossoms. So I thought I was doing it right, but I wasn't. And so while I was recording the commercial, I realized I was doing it completely wrong. And so you have to fold the 2 sides over so you can see this design, the more plain, not rainbow color of it. Make sure you cover it really well. And then it's when you pull the string in the back. For some reason, it was a little harder at this shot, but I was able to. And she blossomed so beautifully. So now that I understand the gimmick and how to do it, I really can appreciate it in full. Doll sure brings a lot of gimmicks. From the blossoming dress to the little shaker to this tiny little pocket where she can hold her fairy apart to being able to hold her by her hand. I feel like they did such a great job designing her. There are so many different aspects of play that you can use her with. And honestly, if I would have gotten this as a kid, I would have made a mess of the glitter, but I would have had a great time doing it. Now to look at some of the details of the doll herself. She does come with 2 pair of like dangly earrings that are very, very pretty. She also comes with 1 gorgeous silver ring. If you do find this girlie without her original outfit at the thrift store, her body does say that she was produced in 1966, while her head says that it was produced in 1990. Again, they have some really cute designs on the sides of the box. I really just enjoy seeing it. And this is what our Barbie looks like holding her little fairy friend. And yes, if you let her hold it for too long, she may even drop her, so just be careful. I really love this doll and I'm so happy I waited to open her during springtime because I will be taking her out to do some photo shoots now that the flowers are blossoming. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!